Hey, what's going on? It's another day and it's another life. It's another world. Um, Today's been an interesting day so far. It's only about quarter to noon right now here on a Thursday. I just got back from yoga. Did a little yoga class. I do it twice a week down at the community center. I also practice yoga every day at home, but it's nice to get some perspective and to have instructors and teachers that can guide you through a practice that it isn't of your own design. That way, you're open to new ideas and new flows that might expand not only your body's tendencies, but that of your mind and spirit. So that's great. I really love my yoga instructor, Sandra Gale. She's wonderful. She's taught me so much about not only yoga, but about myself and just about the type of person that I would like to be more. I like to emulate her more because she's a wonderfully sincere and grateful soul and has shown me so much. I consider her one of my master teachers. So it's great to find people like that in your life. Um, the yoga that I practice is not particularly strenuous on the gradient of all yogas that I've done in my life. It's pretty much gentle flow. There's a lot of older people in the class. In my mid 40s, am one of the youngest people in there, if not the youngest, probably on a regular basis. Still, it's challenging enough to me. Some of the poses that I'm holding, I'm getting some deep stretch work, and that feels great. I think that the combination of the breath, the mind, and the rest of the body is a really important confluation um, of things that can benefit a person as a whole, and it definitely has been paying dividends for me. I've got some other things in my life that I'll share with you that have happened recently. This morning I woke up I woke up earlier in the morning, like say 1 or 2 in the morning to go to the restroom. I usually do that. I usually have like a pee in the morning from my tea or my water that I have before bed, and then usually during the night I relieve myself and then go back to sleep. Well, today I woke up at 3ish and felt just the humidity, the barometric change. It was 95 about the last 2 days high, and I knew it was going to be cooler today, something like 80, low 80s, and the shift in the air pressure from it cooling around 3 in the morning, I could tell something was going down. I could feel the electric pull, push, lightning and thunder immediately. I knew it was coming. I could feel it. Like I've been in enough lightning and thunderstorms as a kid to know what that's all about. Living out here in the Pacific Northwest, don't see a lot of that. We don't, especially in the Willamette Valley. But I definitely felt that coming today, and it was like you could hear it rumbling, lasting, like going, and then there would be like a big burst, and a couple of them were just like crash, and cars alarms were going off. It was insane. The energy was powerful. Electromagnetic fields were just lighting up, and there was one that got particularly close to me where I was specifically, when they're close when the light goes off and the sound follows quickly after, because light obviously travels faster than sound. So if they're together, that means boom boom, they're right there. And so one hit, it was like right on top of me, and that sent charges through my soul, my being, the room I was in, everything. I felt electrified, and I couldn't get back to bed after that. I was tired. I laid there. I did some meditative practice where I probably got into a theta state for a while, but not back to like delta sleep waves or anything of that nature. But I've been carrying a weight around with me for a while, and I've been trying to share how to be healthier, how to be happier, things to do to make life easier, more fluidity, less stress. but I'm carrying around. I've come to realize that I have been carrying around. I want to say it as though it still exists because I want to change in the present to be renewed without this turmoil of carrying around past baggage, emotional baggage, subconscious weight, and I'm working really hard through doing visualization and manifestations and learning more about that. It's to getting myself to go from a state of I believe to a state of I think to a state of I know it's already a reality. I just have to follow through and make it happen. Not like I don't even know if I can start, and I feel hindered a lot. And this involves goals in my life. I put post-it notes all up around the house here, like write your book, do your thing, live your dream, speak your truth. A lot of that I'm doing. A lot of it is coming true, is manifested, and the growth is never ending. I'm continually growing, but there's depression that still creeps in. There's physical exhaustion because I want to do it all so quickly. I want to, like, if I'm not going to see those results like within a month or a year, even maybe a day for some things, then I lose consciousness and I fall into distraction, which distraction can mean blue screen time on phone, computer, even listening to audiobooks can become a distraction, even though it's a learning tool if used properly. Same with YouTube, television. I've been very good about not being on television for a long time, getting distracted with like world news and politics, and popular culture has not been such a problem lately, which is good. But I've held myself back, and I know it's time to step the fuck up and to push through. And I've spoken about this before, that there's a fine integration or balance between knowing when to rest and knowing when to push through. And I'm still trying to learn that. Being present is a huge component of that. It's feeling in the moment and not like going too far and then being like, oh, I should have, not, or not pushing through and being like, I could have done more and regretting it. So it's not healthy to live in the past. It's good to reference the past. It's a quote I've heard once is, the past is a place of reference, not residence. I agree with that completely. I think that's important to reinforce. But today, I was slow. I've kind of half-assed some of my morning practices recently. I've been tired, and I know that what's driving me is willpower, and willpower is different than automated action into what is good for you and healthy for you. That is a positive habit. Willpower is forcing a non-habit, and with willpower, like anyone that has struggles with addiction or any sort of patternist behavior that's detrimental, will tell you that willpower eventually falls because you fall off the wagon, as some call it, or you just can't keep that one-legged balance and you fall over. And that's why I'm trying to get this willpower thing out of, no, I want to get up. I want to, this feeds my soul. I'm hungry. Let's just do it. I have to do it. It's my destiny. I have to do this because if I don't, there's this underlying fear, or if I don't do this, that I won't achieve, it's not an incrementalism mindset. It's tit for tat, here for there. They're integrated, and that's where I really want to be right now with all of this. And I hope this makes sense to you if you're out there trying to do new things. You've been stuck. I guess stuckness could be a theme of this video that I'm making right now, is feeling stuck. And I think we all feel stuck at certain times. It's impossible not to, especially if you're a go-getter, you're on the go all the time, you're moving, you're doing, and let's just say you get sick, something beyond your control. Even the greats get sick. The most inspired people, the most active and healthy people get sick. And I've been feeling pain. I've been feeling distress. I also think that I am experiencing black mold exposure where I'm living right now, and that's terrible because I'm stuck in this place for a while until I can get out, and that's going to be probably maybe even up to a few more months before I can do that. So right now I'm just going to have to suck it up and live sporadically. Bad pun. So no, I'm staying out of doors as much as I can. I'm grateful that it's summer right now and it's easy to be outside. Even in the winter, I'm outside. It's the precipitation and the rain and the wind, though, can make it hard to be outside as much as you'd like. But then again, yesterday I watched a video of Wim Hof doing the horse stance for 3 hours in snow, barefoot, in shorts. So I'm like, what's a little rain? Itchy nose. So I'm gonna go in there and take a cold shower. Showers are pretty warm this time of year. I mean, they're still cold, but they're not like the 45-degree waters that you feel in the wintertime coming coldest out of the tap. Right now, the coldest water is probably about 60, high 50s, low 60s coming out of the tap. Still wakes you up, still gives you that rush, makes you feel good. I've been spraying bleach and mold remover around this place, which I hate to do because harsh chemicals are not my bag. Shit, medicines other than natural herbal, food medicines are not my bag. We're living in a culture, there's so much consumption of so much like toxins that we are eating and processed foods that it's ridiculous. People are, and a great quote that I heard recently by a political leader for the poor. I forgot his name. He's a reverend, and I saw it yesterday on Rising. He said something to the effect of being awakened is not enough. You have to rise. So yeah, you wake up in the morning, you're awake, but you have to get up. You know the answers. You know that your consumption of fossil fuels and plastics and eating poor foods and all this shit is not optimal for you. We all employ a level of what's called cognitive dissonance, where we focus our philosophies or ideals in one direction, but our actions exhibit a different behavior and frame of thinking. And just because you know what's right doesn't mean you're always doing it. Can you make more of an impact? Everybody in the world says, well, what's the point of stop driving a car? I'm not going to make a difference because everybody drives a car. What's one more car? That's a little similar to saying, well, I just took a shower yesterday, so what if I'm dirty? I'm just gonna get dirty again. So why make my bed? It's dirty. I mean, it's just gonna get messy again. So kind of like that sort of thinking is rising. I need to rise up, and I need to not just be woke but be risen. And that comes from a lyric of a Nina Simone song, and she's a beautiful songwriter, and lots of prolific words from her. Anyhow, that's pretty much the short and long of today's thoughts. Getting out, walking, and breathing, no matter how low and down you feel, is optimal. But man, I can't understate how important. I can't overstate enough how important rest and sleep is. If you're not getting to bed, and it's the whole process of the circadian rhythm and biology is unwinding, getting away from the blue screen before bed, doing your breath work, doing those things that like you're distracting yourself from the things that are beneficial to your life, that are going to make you a happier, stronger, healthier, more rounded and accomplished, peaceful person, is doing the things that you know are right. you're awakened to those things. Your wise self speaks truth, shines light onto that. It's just that now is time to rise up, and now is time to get shit done, and put into practice those things. Because as I've pointed out before, move in the direction of resistance. That's the way to go, and that can be taken in different ways, but I think you catch my drift when I'm saying move in the direction of resistance. The things that you know you should do that are hard, that we avoid, that we employ distraction to step away from. We go onto our phone. Like, I heard the argument yesterday from a friend who said, who texted me and said, I noticed you're not on Instagram anymore. Like, is everything okay? Like, Instagram is a bellwether for whether or not I'm healthy or not. And maybe it's something that I've been identified with for so long, but I'm like, I'm great. Like, I mean, I feel so much better. I've unplugged. I'm trying to get off of my phone more and social media. And my friend said, well, I work so much that it's the only way I can stay connected to all of my friends. And I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, social media, that's the myth that social media is selling. I mean, sure, WhatsApp and Facebook and other social media outlets give you that opportunity to speak to, say, family who lives in Europe, who you don't want to pay, you can't make a phone call long distance, but it's really a bullshit excuse to stay addicted to being on a distraction-based lifestyle. And I'm working on getting less and less that way myself. I mean, I could even constitute that maybe this is a distraction that I'm putting this video up, but it's a video journal, so I think journaling is important, especially if it can benefit other people and myself. But I thought about that again and saying, like, I can't keep, I work too much. Well, there's one problem. I work too much. If you work too much, what are you working for? What is that goal? I hear that all the time from people. I'm working. I've got to work. Well, you have to work? Somebody's forcing you to work? No, I have to pay bills. I have family. I have blah, 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 blah. It's like, so it's they're responsible for you don't have a choice. You don't have free will. You have to work. Instead of like, I'm in a career I love. It's not like work. It's joy. That's what I'm striving for. But someone's like, I have to work. I don't have time. But these same people are the 80% of the people who are on, have an app on their phone, social media. And when you text them on like Facebook or something, they'll respond quickly because they're always distracted. A ding here, a vibrative notification here, and they're right there. They're just waiting to be distracted, and that's the nature. That's how Facebook and other social media platforms want it to work, and therefore you are a good sheep, and we all know how that goes. So